You know what's crazy when it comes to the bus schedules? The big differences, if you will, the crazy differences, is the fact that on the weekdays, no matter where you take the bus at, here in this country or here in California, it seems that the buses, on the weekdays run every, I guess you could say, 100 minutes, 105 minutes, basically, every hour and 40 minutes, at most. The other difference when it comes to that scheduling is that the buses, when they reach their main stoppage point or the main break point, if you will, in my case, it's the Veterans Park in Patterson, California, the downtown park there. When they make that stop there for either the 10 to 15 minute break or the lunch, when they resume, the route or resume driving their bus they're assigned for that day, instead of staying on the same route, they change over to a different route. Like yesterday, the 45 West that picked me up around 9:15, 9:20 became the 40. The 45 West, of course, runs areas like Newman, Patterson, Crow's Landing, and Gustine. Well, the 40 runs to Modesto, the mall, and mostly Modesto Junior College, around those areas. But then when the 40 comes back, after the driver takes the break, or even the lunch, it switches over to the 45E. The 45E, that is which is, of course, short for 45 East. And that goes into the direction of Turlock. It drives around Turlock and everything, and then heads back towards Patterson. It's basically it's mainly a Turlock bus with a few stops in between if it's necessary. Now, the reason I bring that up is because the crazy difference between that weekday schedule where they change routes, after the breaks, is on Saturday, they don't do that. Because the schedule on Saturday is drastically different. Because of the fact that what they do is they add on another hour and 60 minutes, if you will. Yeah, another hour and 60 minutes, basically another 2 hours, 2 hours, 40 minutes. Well, not 2 hours, 40, but another hour, easy for me to say. But what I'm saying is they add on another 2 hours, if you will. Almost another 2 hours. Because it's at 3 hours, is what it is. It's at 3 hours. So they add on, basically, like I said, another hour and, I would say on average, 50 minutes. We'll put it that way, another hour and 50 minutes. And what that does is it causes the drivers for the buses on that day not having to change any routes. They stay on the same route because of the fact that, the scheduling for driving around is only every 3 hours. Yeah, it's every 3 hours. It's not every hour and 40 minutes, it's every 3 hours. Now you might ask, well, why is that? Why would they do that? Well, it's real simple. It's to save on time. Now, when I first took the bus back in 2016, late 2016, into early 2017, the schedule was pretty much the same all across the board. It was pretty much the same, with a few differences here and there on Saturday, but it was pretty much the same. But over the years, they changed it to where now the weekends, mostly Saturdays, are completely different. In other words, when it comes to Saturdays, if you have to go to work like I do, you're going to have to take an early bus and probably wait around or be lucky enough, for your job to start you early. But if not, like what I'm doing now and been doing for the past 2 hours, you have to wait around until you you're able to officially clock in. Or if you want to go to, let's say, the mall in Modesto, you have to and you want to get a lot of shopping done, but you don't want to go too late, but you don't want to go too early, then you have a choice between, in this case, I would say potentially a 9:28, 9:15 bus. I don't know what the schedule is for 40, and a 12:28, 12:15 bus. Just to use an example. You have your choice in between one of those routes, and basically if you're going to take the bus back, even if you get your shopping done, you have to wait, let's say, another hour or so, another 2 hours, if you will, just to get, just for the bus to pick you up and take you back. That is basically the crazy difference, if you will, if you consider it a crazy difference with the bus scheduling when it comes between the weekdays and the weekends. Now, like I've said before, I firmly believe over time it may revert, back, to that being Saturdays. That is, it may revert back to the same schedule as the weekends. Well, not weekends, but the weekdays. It will revert back to the same schedule as the weekdays, because of the fact that someone's gonna bring up the reality that a lot of people not only use the bus on the weekends, on Saturdays, to get where they got to go, but sometimes they need to get there at a certain time, and the bus is the more affordable way of doing it, and they can't wait for another bus to show up after another 3 hours has passed. So yeah, I have a feeling over time the bus schedule is going to revert back to what it was previously in the past. But we'll have to see what they have in mind. But yeah, I know it may not seem like a crazy difference to a lot of you guys out there, but it kind of is. It is kind of a crazy difference, because it's like, you understand, you're used to the fact that they have the schedule the way it is on the weekday, because they know, hey, people work and they need to, get to their destinations, and that's fine. But the weekends is a little bit more different, because even though they still have that understanding, once you get to your destination, yeah, you're either gonna, get there on time, or have plenty of time to do whatever you got to do, or wait around till you clock in, or whatever the case may be. But then afterwards, you have to wait. You have to wait for another bus to arrive. If, let's say, you get done early, like let's say you have an appointment, it's done early, and you're taking the bus back, you have to wait another several hours. Or if you're shopping, like I said earlier, when you're done your shopping, you got to wait another several hours. And this is why I believe over time they're going to switch it over. They're going to switch it back over to matching alongside the weekday scheduling, so that way there is no excuse of, okay, when is the bus coming? When can I expect it? Or why do I have to wait so long? You'll know exactly when it's coming, because it'll be back on the schedule, the route schedule, that it does on the weekdays. And that would be because they'll be doing that on the weekends. That's what I'm trying to say. I was trying to think about what I was going to say there. But yeah, right now it's again, like I said, you may not consider it a crazy difference, but it is. And some of you might be watching this and thinking, well, our buses don't do that. Our buses have the same schedule, Monday through Friday, Saturday, and occasionally Sundays. They all have the same schedule. Why would it change? And that's a question I can't answer. My only question is because I don't think they believe Saturdays are very busy for buses, which is why they don't, schedule people, to, drive them as much like they would on the weekdays, I should say, on the weekdays. But we'll see what happens in the near future. But it is a crazy difference when you really think about it, because For someone like me, today I start at 1, which is about 15 minutes. It's, easy. I'm trying to see, almost got tongue-tied there. But, for someone like me that starts at 1 o'clock which is in about 15 minutes, the bus gets me here in plenty of time to where I can get a breakfast, brunch, if you will, and all that at McDonald's or wherever, and then still kill time relaxing, right there. Right there, that's my spot right there, but I kill time relaxing. But I think it would be more beneficial if they let me get here close to when I have to clock in, so that way I can have a little bit more time to rest. But they don't do that. That's not enough forte. But yeah, it is like I said, it is a crazy schedule, and over time I think it will change. Well, it's going to match up, the Saturday schedule with the Monday and Friday, but we'll see. But let me know what your thoughts are. Are your buses the same way, where they have different schedules between Monday and Friday and Saturday and possibly Sunday, if some of your buses do that a day? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat during the premiere. Super thanks are open during the premiere. Not during, but after the premiere. Super thanks, that is. Check me out at Venmo at Brian-Womer-2 and at Cash App at BW-Roses98 and at the BW Roses Discussion Podcast at all your favorite audio podcast locations except Pandora. Check out the Teespring store as well for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. And until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later.